really very grateful that you make yourself available to join us, to host for
Okay.
us. And to all participants, welcome again. Thank you for joining us in this ACSM online weekly seminar. And for tonight's webinar, and tonight itself, we actually have got Dr. Francis Penafort to talk to us, to share with us about colors, lines, and shapes. Very, very interesting. Really very interesting. So to start, I just want to invite you, Francis, Dr. Francis Penafort, to tell us what makes you choose this topic, Yeah.
Okay. Thanks so much, Rosalind, and thanks to ACSM also for inviting me to do this webinar. I'm really excited, and I choose this topic because it excites me around this topic. But why this topic? So during my CSA diploma course, one of the books we had to read was by Muli Lahat, and he wrote the book on creative supervision. So he shared many tools, and I found this tool was quite like simple and straightforward and easy to apply. So out of my curiosity, I wanted to test it out. I wanted to test whether, number one, can I use it? How will I use it? What will happen to me? What will happen to the client? So I wanted to do some reflective practice as to what would be the impact on the client, and will it be difficult for me? Will it be difficult for the client? So just to test it out. And I wanted to know whether, if it was difficult, what is it I could do to make it easy? And how valuable, how much the client benefited from it. Yeah. So I guess it was just an exploration, and I was thinking, I did use it with 2 clients, and I felt that there was some shift. So why not share it? Why not share it with the coaches here during this webinar?
Yes, and allow me to interject at this time. Dr. Francis Penafort, you mentioned that about CSA. I have always known you as very, very learned and very established. So for all the participants here, besides CSA, which actually means Coaching Supervision Academy, Dr. Francis Penafort has been an executive leadership coach, mentor, and coach supervisor. And of course, she is ICF Master certified as well. In 2020, she was elected into ICF Global Board Director. Whoa, very, very established, and for Thought Leadership Institute. And of course, you represent the ICF Global Enterprise Board. You were also a board member in ICF Ethics Board for 3 years. You mentioned you were there for 3 years and have been practicing coaching for the last 10 years. Wow. And of course, all your clients are from all over the industry. Name it, have it. Yeah. And of course, your coaching philosophy, you mentioned just now to me before this session, was that you believe in the partnering leaders in their transformation journey so that they can showcase their better vision. Anything else to add, Dr. Penafort?
I think that's quite comprehensive already.
Fantastic. And let me give it back to you so that you can continue to share with us about this topic, colors, lines, and
shapes.
Shapes, yes.
So as I was sharing, because of this topic, and I thought it was quite a simple tool, I just wanted to test it out. And I thought today, maybe I can share with the community of coaches how I use this with the client and what happened during that process, and maybe even invite you as the participants of this webinar to see whether you could see from the angle of a coach what it was the client was seeing or experiencing. So maybe we can have a few question and answer sessions, so make it a little bit interactive also. So that's my intention.
That's great. That's great. And yes, and so the maybe it's a good time for you to continue this and tell us in essence, the essence of this whole topic of yours and how this can support us in our coaching profession.
Yeah. So this tool is actually designed, I think Muli Lahat had an idea, because a lot of clients come to us as coaches and they are struggling to articulate with clarity because in their mind they are confused. So he found that if you can just silence their thinking mind, their cognitive mind, and try to take them to touch into their subconscious mind, there is a possibility that the client will get a glimpse of what is the real essence that I'm bringing in this topic to my coach. So Muli Lahat's idea or strategy was use a tool that will silence the cognitive, logical, rational mind and bring forward, emerge from the subconscious mind, the real essence. So let me share with you one case that I use this tool. Okay, colors, shapes, and lines. So one of my clients came and she said, so I said, as a preparation, what is it that you would like to bring to today's session? And she said, oh, I'm really struggling, you know. I want to get more work as a coach. So I said, what is more work? What does that mean? So can you measure it that you will know? And she said, yeah, I want to do like, you know, not just once in a while. I want like regular. I said, okay. So why do you want it? I want to know the rationale behind it. I want to know the reason behind it. So she explored with me. She said, oh, you see my current scenario. My husband is paying for all the bills and it's still not enough. We are dipping into our savings. I really don't like that. So maybe I thought if I could get more coaching work and come and bring some money and put it on the table, then me and my husband are sharing the burden. So I said, what's the expenses actually? Like, where is the bulk of the expenses? And then she shared that it's her children. One is in school, one is in college, one is in university. So the bulk of it is going there. And she wants to contribute. She wants to feel like she's making a contribution. I said, okay, sounds very realistic scenario. So then I asked her, so what's the challenge for you? She said, oh, I'm confused. How do I get this extra coaching work? So I said, what's the confusion? What's the challenge? What's the confusion? And she said, should I do full-time work or should I do part-time work? Should I become a full-time coach in an organization or just continue to do like freelance? So I said, shall we explore that a little bit deeper? So she said, yeah. So I said, okay, so you don't have clarity, so let's explore. So full-time means what? Oh, full-time means, no, I don't think I want full-time because I think my husband won't be happy. Oh, okay, what else? Oh, I'm not going to get any flexibility in my time. I said, what's the flexibility that you need? Oh, I need to balance with my health, taking care, doing my exercise. I said, okay, all right, what else? Then she said, I'm not even sure whether I would like those people that I'm going to join the organization. I'm not even sure whether I like that team that I'm going to work in. So I said, I'm hearing a lot of clarity already, but as if you know already, this is what you don't want. This is what you don't want. And she said, oh yeah, I didn't see it that way. I thought I'm confused. I said, good. So now you have already got some clarity around that. So I said, what else is a challenge? What is posing a challenge? She said, I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to think and figure out. So when I heard that, I could hear the fatigue in her prefrontal cortex, like she's analyzing and rationalizing. So I said, okay, why don't we just take a deep breath, relax, take another deep breath, just relax, and we're going to use a tool. Do you give me permission to use a tool for me to try this out with you? And she was game. She said, okay, what is it? So at that moment when I heard about the fatigue, I used my gut feel to tell me, asking her questions and doing a rational thing is just not the right way for her, for this client at this moment. I needed to do something different. So then I remembered, oh yeah, I read about this tool and why don't I try it? So with her permission, I asked her to take 2 blank sheets of paper. So she took 2 blank sheets. I said, one sheet is called the current scenario. So she had to write current scenario. The other sheet is called the desired outcome. So she wrote the title, desired outcome. Then I said, this tool has got 3 conditions. Condition number 1, you must only use colored pen. So you cannot use a ballpoint pen. Yeah. So she said, okay, I got colored pen. So I said, keep the colored pens. Second condition, you can only draw shapes. So you cannot use words. So you can only draw shapes. So she said shapes means what? So I gave her example, yeah, triangle or whatever, just an image, a shape. Then third condition, I said you can only use lines. So I said, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on your current situation. What is your current situation? And when you open your eyes, choose a color and then just draw it out. So she just drew that. Whatever it was, I didn't see. I can't see. She is in a different location. So I'm doing it over Zoom. So she drew. Quite fast, she actually drew it out. So I said, okay. So sometimes, I mean, the reason they draw it fast is the subconscious is just bringing it up naturally. It's quite, spontaneous. So that's a positive sign for me, that she's not faking it. She's not trying to figure out which would be the best one that I can show my coach. No, it was coming up spontaneously. So excellent. So I didn't see it. And I said, have you finished? She said, yes, I finished. Okay. I said, then put that aside. Okay, now we're going to focus on the second sheet of paper. And what's the title of the second sheet? Desired outcome. Okay, again, 3 conditions: colors, shapes, lines. Do exactly the same. Close your eyes first. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, open your eyes and choose. Choose the color pen and draw it out. So again, she came out, she drew. I could see her drawing everything, doing all that. Okay, finish everything. She said, okay, I'm already done. So once she's finished, I said, all right, I want you to show me the first picture. So when she showed me the first picture, I didn't have the coaching questions to ask her. I didn't need to prepare the coaching questions, because when you look at the image, the questions just come up. So now I want to invite the participants just to write in the chat, type in the chat. I will show you the first image and you just type in the chat what sort of questions come up for you. Can I invite you to do that?
Dr. Penafort, can you repeat what you want us to do one more time?
Okay. So let me show you the image. Can you see the image? Can you see my screen? Okay. So can you see my screen? When you see this image, what questions would you like to ask the client? Anybody? You can type. Where is the direction? Excellent. That's a very good. What make you use one color? Excellent. Yes. What make you only use one color? Yes. Okay, no problem. Good question. Yes. All right. What is this piece? Yes. What is it all about? Yes. Any others? Okay. What are these curves about? Excellent. Yes. So, can I continue? If you have any more questions, you just write, type it in. I'll just continue. Okay, excellent. So this is what I did. So I said, wow, I thought you're supposed to draw lines. How come your line is this? Yeah, the curve. And then what is that looks like a hat? I asked her that question. And then why this color? Why not any other colors? So the questions the coach asks, it's not so difficult. You're just very simple, clarifying questions. And that helps the client to dig deep. Actually, why did she choose? And I asked her that. So let me share with you her answers. Okay. So I asked, why this color? It looks like a very dark color. She said, yeah, it's dark blue. I said, okay, so why did you choose this color? She said, because I'm feeling very heavy. My heart is feeling very heavy. I said, oh, so that's why you chose this color. So I'm making her realize what her body is feeling, what her heart is feeling, what her energy around this scenario that she's bringing, this case that she's bringing, the issue that she's bringing. How is she feeling around that? That's excellent. Then I asked her, so what is that hat thing like? Oh, she said, that's an arrow. So I said, so why is that arrow there? She said, because I want to achieve something. So I said, excellent. So she's looking into her subconscious, is bringing up this, that she wants to achieve something from this scenario, current scenario. And the arrow there's no straight line. So I said, what is the meaning of this curve? And she said, I feel I'm moving and moving and moving, and I'm going all over the place. My energy is being spent all over the place, but I'm not getting to that outcome, not getting to that achievement, not feeling that I'm achieving something. I said, wow. And she said, and I can only see movement, confusion, no clarity, but I want something out of it. So she got all that clarifying understanding about herself, her energy, her feeling, just from this one diagram that she drew. So it gave her an insight already. So a few aha moments emerged for her. So I said, okay, now we understand where you are, where you're coming from, and your subconscious has showed you this. Let's look at the desired outcome. This is the next image I'm going to show you, which she did just immediately after this. And this is how she drew it. Desired outcome. So looking at this, we can just repeat the questions again. Why this color? How come now it looks like there's an arrow? And your question earlier, where is the direction? Now looks like there is a direction. So, and then got so many round things, and then got one angle, and then small things, and then there's an arrow. So I just asked her to explain, why this color? She said, I felt this color, because I'm using colors, shapes, and lines. So start with color. So why this color? Then she said, I don't know why I took this color, but I felt this color will give me energy. When I start to think about the outcome that I wanted, this is the color that came to my hand. I picked it and it gives me energy. And red is like fire. It gave her energy. So it's a red color, yes. Then I asked her about the shapes. So what are all these shapes? So she said, first is the line. The line of the arrow is very, I know I need to get to a destination, and the arrowhead, she said, actually, it's not an arrow, it's a rocket. I said, rocket? She said, yeah, I didn't draw the fire at the bottom, but it's like a rocket, and that's the rocket head. And the rocket head represents, I have achieved it. I have already got it. I've already got my, whatever the outcome that I wanted. It's definite. That's why there is a firmness in that rocket ship head. I said, good. Then what's this line? What is this line? She said, this line represents all the milestones that I have to tick. I have to move. I have to do them so that I can get to that desired outcome. I said, my goodness, I couldn't see any of that, but she felt all of it and she is sharing it to me. I said, brilliant. Already it's giving her a lot of clarity that you don't have to worry too much about the outcome, because if you just start to focus on what is my first milestone I want to achieve? What's my second milestone? And she started getting ideas already. What are the milestones? So she didn't really worry too much about, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know what. She's like, I know I have to do certain milestones to get there. I said, okay, great. Now tell me what's that angle, and then there's an arrow. She said, I know there'll be challenges. So it's like an uphill. Like it's a hill and I will overcome the challenges with that arrow. I said, brilliant. I didn't even see that. Okay. So you're already preparing yourself. It's not just going to be so smooth, but challenges will come and I will have the courage, the strength to overcome that. So she's also mentally and emotionally preparing herself for that. Awesome. Okay. I said, then what is all this round thing? She said, one of the faces is her. And she's smiling. I said, so you will be happy. She said, I'll be happy when I get that outcome. I said, okay. What are the other? The other faces are my clients. It's my family. It's my friends. So I said, brilliant. This is something which we did not see earlier. She said, no. Then I said, there are small circles. She said, oh, I drew the circles, but I didn't have time to draw the eyes and the nose and the mouth. So I said, so all those circles means what? She just said, people around her. Then I said, oh, this picture has got people, and look at the other one. So the previous one, that's when it just sank into her. It just one big aha came out. And she used this word, this phrase, and I wrote it down. She said, I think I lost me. So then tears came out, because in this, she's just not there. In this, she found herself. She found herself, she found that meaning, she found that purpose, she found that value. And then she brought up. So two things. So one was that tears coming out, that I lost me. Second one was, she said, my values are my roots. They are the ones that will give me and form me in my journey to get to my desired outcome. So I said, and she said, this was our 5th session. So she said, remember I shared with you in our first coaching session that my values is being with people, helping people, developing people. It's all the time people. I must contribute to people. I must enable people. I must work with people. I must get their support. I must give them support. It's everything about people. Either she's supporting them or they are supporting. And that's the root for her. My values are my roots. She said, my strengths will change over time, but my values are my roots. So she said, that was another aha for her. So another set of tears. Then she said, another value is she needs to have fun. She needs to have a mixture of work, at the same time have fun with the people. So it cannot be work all the time. And that's what she realized, that's what she realized was happening in this. She said, it's just like too sterile. It is too much of just focusing on the work and get the results, do whatever it is, get the results. But it wasn't happening because she was not, her energy was not in this. Her values did not come out in this. So that was her struggle. So it was like an amazing shift in her realization, amazing shift in her understanding about herself and what she was like chasing, running, chasing, moving, without realizing the core of her essence. Her essence was not there, and she herself was not using her values. So when she got clear, I said, okay, so now how do you feel? She said, I feel so empowered. I said, now we need a 3rd sheet of paper. So I said, take out. She said, for what? I said, to move from the current state to the desired state, there needs to be some action to help you to get there. She said, I already wrote it all down while I was talking to you. I said, what? She said, yeah, I already started writing down all my action steps that I wanted to take. I said, this coaching session became so easy because she got the energy from herself. She got what was missing. And then she had like 10 steps already written down. So I asked her, okay, share with me. She said, number one, I'm going to find my friends. I'm going to reconnect again. I'm going to have a discussion with my husband. I'm going to do that balance and to make sure that I have fun. I'm going to find out all the fun activities that I have stopped doing now. I want to So she wanted to push back the value of fun. She wanted to bring back the value of friendship, friends, reconnecting. And that was giving her that energy that she needed. So this whole activity that I did, this whole coaching session, it really like helped to cement, you know, how she wanted to move forward. So I felt just using the simple tool, just use colors, shapes, and lines, and let their own subconscious come out and let it work magic for them. So she started with zero focus, and now she had a focus. She started with zero human beings, and now she realized about the human beings. She started with zero connection with herself, and here she realized she needed to connect with herself. She started with zero connection with her friends or people, and here she realized she needed that connection with people, humans. So this is something, this tool I wanted to share with you. And so I wanted to ask this question. Has any one of you tried any tool that's quite similar to this? And what was some things that came up for you? I will stop the screen share.
Actually, Dr. Penafort, you used the word tool, this tool. To me, I felt that what you have is more than a tool. Yeah, it's to me, it's like wow, it's such a creation, you know. It's really a creative emotion. I call it creative emotional mapping, you know. It's fantastic. It's to me when it's such a simple example that you brought up, but yet it is so effective and to the point, you know. So and to me, I'm very it's really for me, it's like a very nourished type of learning. Thank you. Yes, so I'm going to let the other participants share with us. Yeah. And we actually have got Yong, I think. Is this Yong? It says, oh, okay, Marianne. She said that she asked a person to sketch the current and ideal situations. And that made a huge difference and it helped to take distance. So I guess it's also sketching. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Young said, I use doodling and drawing in workshops, but so far not so much in one-on-one coaching, not so much, yeah. Any impact that you saw, Young? What was the impact that you... Usually a shift to positive energy. Okay. So maybe they didn't start at such a positive energy, but then you can see them shifting towards the positive energy. Great. So when the person can hardly tell about to feel overwhelmed by emotion, it really helps to get clarity. Yeah, because they cannot share so deep. I think there's so much in the head that they cannot connect with their emotion. They cannot connect with the energy that they are feeling. And this will help them to get more clarity. Brings back the reasoning and removes some blockages. Yeah. For this client, it wasn't the blockage. Maybe for other clients it is, but for this client, it was more clarity as to how to move forward. She already knew these were the milestones. She came up with that list and she said, okay, my milestone number 1, I'll do this. My milestone number 2, I'll do this. And you know, the energy with which she was speaking was totally different. So that was very empowering. So are there any questions that you want me to clarify or share? So I'm just harvesting whether, since those who have responded have used this tool in some way or another, either doodling or drawing or using that. So did you find it difficult, or you know, what was difficult for you, if there was? Was there any difficulty in using this? I used it for a client with several relationships involved, and it helped to confess how family pressure is and what difficult it is, how difficult it is to handle. Would you be ready to ask participants to use it now? Or do the participants want to try it out now? Would you all like to do it? Yes. Awesome. Okay. All right. So we also need to, okay, so to try it out, it will be exactly like how I shared with this client. So if you can they share the screen with us? Can they show us what they have drawn? That would be really helpful. Then you can see the current scenario and the...
I don't think participants can share. Yeah.
Oh, if you promote them as host.
Okay. Then let me do it.
Okay. So maybe give them the space. Okay, just a few minutes. All right. So if you're keen to participate and just test it out, just try it out, I can invite you now just to close your eyes and think of a scenario, a situation, an issue which you're experiencing now, where there is some challenge for you.
Okay. I am actually promoting all participants to panelists. So for those who decide to participate in drawing, you can. Yeah. Yes. Voila. I think we should have all at this time. Yep. Okay. Voila. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Rosalie. Magic. So if you are ready and you can recall an incident, an issue or a challenge that there's some challenge around this current issue that you're having, scenario that you're having, situation that you're having. Just bring yourself into that space. Let that energy be with you now. And when you are ready and have a clean sheet of paper with you, and hoping that you have some colored materials around, colored pens. Using the first sheet of paper, it's written current scenario. So open your eyes using one clean sheet of paper with the title current scenario. See what image comes out. Choose a color, draw a shape, and draw a line using colors, shapes, lines. Another 30 seconds. Okay. Now, closing your eyes, taking another deep breath, and exhale, and put yourself into the desired outcome state. What is it that your soul, what is it that your energy, what is it that your feelings, what is it that your emotion wants from that desired outcome state? Stay in that space for a few seconds. Tap into your subconscious. Allow your subconscious to reveal it to you. And when you're ready, open your eyes using a fresh sheet of paper and the same colored pens with you. Choosing the colors, you're drawing shapes and lines. Give yourself about 1 minute or so. And when you're ready and willing to share, would you like to share with the large group? Marianne.
Hello.
Hi. You want to share your first?
Yeah, absolutely marvelous.
We can't see. I think you have to
Right.
lower the camera or raise the image.
Can you now see?
Ah, yes. There are two colors you have used.
Yeah.
What are the two colors?
Blue and kind of gray.
Yellow? Oh,
Gray.
okay, gray. Okay, can you raise the image a bit closer to the camera? Ah, yes. That's, no, it's too low. Just raise. Ah, yes, perfect. All right. Look at that. Only two colors, gray and
blue.
Blue. All right. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes inside there. What is the significance, or what does it mean, or what does it stand for?
So it's a team, and they're quite cohesive, working together. Now they evolve in a framework that is the green shape, that is a bit shaky on a basis that's still a bit shaky. So they're doing pretty well together, but the environment is still a bit fragile.
Okay, how did you know, how do you show that it's fragile?
Because with that kind of shape, it's difficult to move forward.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Because this one makes
it your desired outcome.
Yeah, so here it's the round shape is then much easier to help moving forward.
Okay, what colors?
Same colors, so blue and green.
Okay, same. Right. What's the significance of using same colors?
Because the team itself is already very well cohesive and performing, enjoying working together. But there could have other people who may join or be slightly out, but still are helping this shape to grow and move forward. So there may not be a huge contrast between these two.
Oh, okay. So the number of circles have changed. What's the meaning of that?
Well, it's about growing the team, and once we grow the team, it's also expanding the activities, and therefore that also participate to the growth of the whole ecosystem.
And I see some outside the circle.
Yeah, some can be out so that they keep pushing until ultimately they may come in, but people are less committed, but still be involved in a looser way.
Mm. So, and the shape has changed from that like hexagon to a circle.
Right. So the circle is much easier when we want to move forward.
Mm.
And so in that sense, having something that's easier for everyone to grasp and to push forward, to bear, to support.
Mm. And the lines that were in the first one, the current scenario, what's the significance of those lines? What are they doing to those people?
So that's the purpose and the final outcome that they want to reach.
Mm.
And
And what
so,
is that?
so that would be to have a positive impact on the whole community and growing the community. So in that sense, need to be probably more easier to understand for others, so that they can join and they can push and contribute.
Mm. So what was the initial challenge for you from the current scenario?
So the initial challenge was that there was nobody outside.
Okay.
So the team is doing its best, but still without much support from the environment.
Okay.
And the second challenge is the shape itself, where as long as it remains a bit complicated, then it's difficult for anybody to actually join and participate and contribute to push forward.
Mm. Okay, so I'm hearing the challenge. So now as you draw the desired outcome, what is something that's coming up for you that you realize that, oh, it was missing and I need to address that. That's how I'm going to get that new desired image, a circle with the support. What was that missing?
Yeah, what became obvious is that it needs to be simplified so that others can join, and it's easier for people to understand, so that the cost for joining is lighter, and they don't need to be expert at a very high level to actually understand what's happening. So simplifying, making it more accessible, and growing the community so that it actually helps. So it was very helpful.
So what is one insight, the big insight that you got? At least one.
Simplifying and focusing on the very core. That would be really
what do you think led in the current scenario? What do you think resulted in not simplifying and not looking at the value?
Probably have plenty of attempt and not persevering in any of them. And so ultimately ending it in plenty of directions, but not enough focus. So then it becomes complicated for others to join because they don't really know what's the core, what's the essence, and it's difficult for them to buy in.
So they have clarity within themselves. What is their essence? What is their core?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. But they are not bringing it out.
Well, they are bringing out here and there and everywhere, and because then it goes in so many directions, it's difficult for others to understand, or that would be a bit lacking, and the critical mass is not there.
Okay.
Whereas
So,
if there's more focus, then it's easier for that to leverage and grow a bigger community on that.
okay. So the word that I heard was the focus.
Yeah.
So each one is doing something. Each one is moving, but there's no focus because everybody is doing something already. But which is the new direction? What's the focus? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is one action to bring about that focus so that you can change that shape to the round?
Well, probably first explain what it is about with the whole team. And thinking together about what would be the core, the essence where we want to move forward.
Right now, they already have that.
They have, and yet I think it's no harm about re-clarifying it. And so then having some way of simplifying everything so that's easier for everyone to embark into, to push on that.
Okay. And the people who are outside, what is one way to connect them so that they will actually give that kind of support to buy in, to support this? Because some are outside, right? The circle.
Yeah, I think it's more reaching out and on a more regular basis. And when the focus is clearer, it's much easier for everyone to reach out.
So they know where the focus, so now just re-clarifying, restating, reconfirming the focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And dropping everything else that's not the essence.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So we have like 1 minute left. Rosalind?
Actually, I find what you taught us very, very good. And I have to say that this is one amongst a few more others that the approach is actually quite unorthodox. So for people, for professionals who are new to coaching, or even for some coaches or clients who are not so open type, how do you so-called bring them into this exercise? You know, is this tool that you use?
Actually, this client that I used it with is one of the orthodox client. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So I use my gut to tell me, have the courage to try it out. Of course, this client could have said, nonsense, I'm not going to use any more colors, I'm not going to do all that. The client could have responded, but I created psychological safety with it. So by creating that, asking permission, sharing with her that about her mental fatigue, then asking her, will she be willing to do this, is creating psychological safety. So for her to buy into this, willingly to trust me, trust herself, trust the process, I think that's what made it all click.
Fantastic. So in essence, what I'm hearing from you is really trust, right?
Yeah. Trust your gut. So if there's one point that I want to recall is trust your gut. Trust your gut, trust yourself, and trust the process, because it will just flow through because you trust your gut. I think that's the most important.
See, it's true. And since time is running out, before we conclude, what is there one thing that you want us to bring along with us for conclusion?
I would say that was the point that I wanted to share. When we are coaching, there'll be different types of clients that we will face. And if we can trust our gut to tell us that this client just try another tool, try an unorthodox way, try to stretch the client, then trust your gut, see what's coming up for you, and then trust yourself to run the process. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so the Dr. Penafort, thank you again so
Yes.
much for taking your time, and thank you everyone for participating today and having the chance to experience this unique tool and technique. Thanks a lot and good night and good day to all. Yeah, thank you. Bye
And
bye.
thanks
Wait.
to Marianne for sharing.
Yes, thank you so much. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheers. Bye
Okay.
bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.